Hey everyone, it's Quentin from Conjurecast here today. I'm going to show you how to create your own custom monsters for your D&D campaign. I'm going to be walking you through the official DMG rules, starting on page 273 to show you how I build my custom creatures, using my CR2 Possessed Scarecrow as our example. By the end of this video, you'll know how to create any monster you can dream of. So let's get started. The first step is to use the monster statistics by challenge rating table to determine the basic stats for our monster. I'm looking to create a CR2 monster, so we'll start with these stats. The DMG recommends adjusting these stats slightly to fit the theme you're going for with your monster, but we'll keep ours as the default for now. Next, we're going to come up with a name, size, type, and alignment. Ability scores for monsters function similarly to how player ability scores work. When assigning them, the DMG recommends either copying or adjusting some from another monster of similar CR, or if you have something specific in mind, stat them yourselves. I like to use the point buy method to fill mine out. Next, the DMG outlines determining armor class for your creature in one of a few ways. You can use the default AC on the monster statistics table, determine its AC based on the armor you want it to wear, or by using natural armor, which is 10 plus your dex plus natural armor bonus, by comparing similar monsters. Let's keep ours as the default for our Scarecrow. Hit points can be assigned by using the monster statistics table or by assigning a hit dice to it based on the hit dice by size table on page 276. A monster can have as many hit dice as you see fit. If we go with the health we picked from the statistics chart and divide that number by the hit die, we can roughly estimate how many hit dice the monster should have. Then we can calculate the average health using the hit dice by size table, multiply it by the amount of our hit die, and add any modifiers to get our average HP. Next, we can assign any vulnerabilities, resistances, or immunities. When adding resistances or immunities, you may end up increasing the effective hit points of your monster, which can raise its CR level. The DMG has a table on page 277 figuring out the effective hit points based on resistances and immunities. For our Scarecrow, we're going to give it immunity to poison and resistance to piercing damage, raising our effective hit points from 65 to 130. Attack bonuses can be determined one of two ways. We can either use the value provided by the monster statistics by CR table, or we can calculate it ourselves using our monster's proficiency bonus and ability modifiers. We'll do the latter in our case. Calculating damage for a monster's attacks is done in a similar manner by referring to the monster statistics table, which shows the amount of damage a monster should do each round, or you can use a weapon from the weapons table to reflect the damage a monster should do. Save DCs can be determined with the monster statistics table or by calculating them manually. The DMG doesn't offer a lot of guidance here for special traits, actions, and reactions, but recommends accounting for the extra damage they provide when calculating your CR. The safe route would be to find another monster with a similar special feature and reskin its effect, or check out the 2-page spread at the end of the monster creation section to see a bunch of features they've already made for you to use or reskin. A monster's base speed is super subjective to the monster you are creating. The DMG does provide a rule for flying creatures to have a higher effective AC if it can fly and do range damage and is under CR10. Saving throw bonuses are optional if you feel like a monster should have a certain protection to cover a low ability score modifier. Now we need to check our challenge rating again and determine if we want to either increase the challenge rating or alter our stats slightly to fit the CR that we are shooting for. The DMG outlines the process for this under step 4, page 274. In our case, we don't need to adjust anything to stay at a CR2. Next, we'll add skill bonuses, conditional immunities, senses, and languages. For our monster, we'll add a conditional immunity to being frightened, dark vision at 60 feet, a passive perception of 10, and for languages, we'll let it understand common. Adding these should have no bearing on the CR of the creature. And there's our Possessed Scarecrow. Check out part 2 if you want to see how I made these stat block graphics and get a downloadable copy of it for free on our Patreon or over on our Discord.